Alright, so over here I have my MacBook and I also have my iPad. Both of these devices are from Apple, but I also have this, and this is from Samsung. Hello everyone, I'm Ella and welcome. So as you may already know, I recently got the Samsung S21 and I made a lot of videos about this phone, and I did receive some comments asking me, why didn't you get an iPhone? And you know, I think that this is a valid question to ask. It didn't just come from Apple superfans, because I do have a MacBook, which I'm not gonna lift up again because it's currently recording my audio and also it's really heavy. And I also have an iPad. So getting an iPhone 12 would be staying in the ecosystem that I already have, which does seem more beneficial. But obviously for me, the pros of the Samsung S21 outweighed the pros of staying in the Apple ecosystem. And in this video, I am going to talk about why I don't have the iPhone, but instead I have a Samsung. First of all, the Samsung S21 is a spectacular phone, and thanks to Android One UI, along with some innovative features that are specific to the S21 phone, this phone has many great and super useful features that the iPhone just simply doesn't have. First of all, it has a 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate. This just means that when the phone is idle, it usually sits at around 60 Hz, but then as soon as I begin to use my phone, it will jump up to 120 Hz. Now, most phones, including the iPhone 12, just stay at 60 Hz. And with 120 Hz, my phone definitely feels super smooth and responsive. It's hard to show the difference between 120 and 60 Hz on camera, but because my previous phone prior to this one had a 60 Hz refresh rate, I can tell you that you can definitely feel a significant difference between 120 and 60 Hz. 120 Hz definitely feels nicer to use. Alright, second, let's talk about customizability. As we all know, when iOS 14 came out in September of 2020, iPhone's customizability improved a ton, but in my opinion, it is still not as good or easy to do as Android customizability. And also, Android customization has existed since pretty much forever. Okay, so let me just show you my current phone layout. On my Android phone, I can place apps wherever I want to on the home screen, unlike app placement on the iPhone where they are all confined to this strict sequential order. And of course, I can add widgets, and there is a great variety to choose from. Right now, I have this calendar widget. It is actually synced with my Google Calendar, and it is super useful for me. I also have this countdown widget to just, motivate me on days when I really need that motivation. And I also have this Spotify widget. The other thing that you can do on Android phones is to apply a theme, and it is just a super easy and quick way to make your phone very aesthetically pleasing. You can browse a ton of different themes on the Galaxy store, and when you find one that you like, you can buy it if it does cost some money, and then hit apply, and that's it. Now your phone is super cute and aesthetic. Overall, your theme affects your app icons, the wallpaper, the lock screen, and also the accent colors of the phone. So it really does tie together all of the visual aspects of your phone and just makes it very cohesive and nice looking. And lastly, there is the always on display. This is a thing that shows up after you close your phone. It is also, of course, very customizable. Alright, and now I'm going to talk about why it may be more useful to own an Android phone compared to an iPhone, and that is Google Assistant integration and smart home support. So Android has great Google Assistant integration. You can use your voice to wake up the Google Assistant to call people, send messages, read out your schedule, etc., whatever you want it to do, and also control your smart home devices. There are far more smart home devices that support Google Assistant and even Alexa compared to Siri. Now, I know you can download the Google Assistant app on iPhones, but in order to use Google Assistant on the iPhone, you would have to open up the Google Assistant app every single time before you use it, which kind of makes it not so convenient. Whereas on Android phones, you can just straight up say, "Okay, Google, turn off my lights."
Got it. Turning lights off.
Even when my phone is closed, like it is currently, I can still call Google Assistant. "Okay, Google, turn on my lights."
Sure. Turning on lights.
So yeah, smart home is definitely something that I appreciate, and Google Assistant is much better for it compared to Siri. Okay, and the next feature that I want to bring up is called Smart Lock. It makes my life easier. So through Smart Lock, you can set it so that when your device is on you or in a trusted place or near a trusted device, like my watch, your phone will be unlocked. I have smart lock set on my phone, and throughout the day, whenever I want to check it, I don't have to wait for it to unlock because it already is unlocked. But I know that if I just left my phone out on the dining table, my dog won't be able to unlock it. Okay, and of course, I have to mention One UI, which is a software overlay that is made by Samsung. So typically, different Android phone companies will make their own software overlay, and in Samsung's case, it made One UI for all of its phones. And in One UI specifically, there are some pretty cool features that I want to point out. First of all, there is this little sidebar thing. I think officially it is called an edge panel, but I just call it the sidebar. Right now, I put some of my most used apps there so that it's very easy to access them. Inside of the camera app, there is also this feature called single take, and I love this feature so much. It is so much fun. You record something for 5 to 15 seconds, and then your phone will make a variety of photos, GIFs, videos from that recording. So basically, single take helps you capture the best moments. I use this feature a ton when I'm trying to take pictures of my dog because, you know, he doesn't really sit still and the results are always interesting. And lastly, I just want to say I love the overall look and design of One UI, especially the design of these Samsung widgets. It just looks super minimal and clean, and that is what I love. Okay, so all of the features that I just mentioned are features that the Samsung S21 does have, but the iPhone doesn't have. And now I want to talk about the remaining features of this phone that I love. The iPhone does have all of these features that I am about to mention, but I still want to mention them because they are great features. Okay, so first is the draw over other apps feature. On the iPhone, it is called picture in picture. This allows me to have a call or a video playing in the corner while I go on other apps. I actually use this feature very often because I am just easily distracted when I am in a video call or when I'm watching videos. So I'm usually like on other apps while I'm watching a video or in a video call. On Android phones, this feature has existed since pretty much forever, but on the iPhone, it only came with iOS 14, which was in September of 2020. So of course, I am happy that now iPhone users can experience the picture-in-picture mode, but I feel like it was really late. Okay, second, let's talk about the battery life of this phone. I've heard that the iPhone has really great battery life. This phone is no different. The S21 also has a really solid battery life. If you use it under an average load, then it most likely will be able to last you all day. Okay, and lastly, let's talk about the camera of this phone. From what I've seen, the iPhone does have a really spectacular camera. I obviously don't have first-hand experience with the new iPhone 12's camera, so I can only speak to this phone's camera, and I can say that this phone's camera is amazing. Let me just show you some of the photos and videos that I took. Alright, so those were all of the great and useful features of the Samsung S21 that I love. Now I want to talk about the potential benefits of staying in the Apple ecosystem and how it's actually not very beneficial for me. So one benefit may be iCloud syncing. iCloud can sync across all Apple devices under the same Apple ID, but for me, I barely use any of the Apple apps like Keynote, Pages, Apple Calendar, Reminders, or really any other app that even supports iCloud. So yeah, iCloud syncing really isn't important for me because I don't use it. And the second potential benefit is FaceTime and iMessage. You can use them on any Apple device under the same Apple ID. So that means that you can be texting your friend on iMessage on your MacBook or iPad. Right now, even though I do have a MacBook and an iPad, so I can use FaceTime and iMessage, I don't because there are two apps that I use for video calling and texting that I think are better. So for video calling, I actually use Google Duo. That is associated with my Google account, so I can download Google Duo on any device, log into my account, and be able to go from there. And Google Duo is actually a super awesome video calling app. The video call quality is actually HD, and also there are different modes that you can use, like the wide angle mode, and there's also this really funny feature called auto framing that basically just like follows your face, and it is hilarious. I've had so much fun with that feature. So yeah, I love using Google Duo for video calls, and for texting, I actually use Facebook Messenger. Again, that is associated with my Facebook account, so I can access that on any device. I just have to sign into my Facebook account. Facebook Messenger actually has this feature called bubbles. I don't think iMessage has this. Whenever I receive a new text, it pops up in this little bubble, and I can just really quickly view the text, reply to it, and then go back to whatever I was doing on my phone. So yeah, it's super convenient, and I don't think I will be switching away from using Facebook Messenger anytime soon, at least. Okay, and the third potential benefit is being able to use airdrop and also being able to copy something from one device and then paste it on another device. And I do admit this is a real benefit that I wish I could use with my phone. Right now, I actually use airdrop very often, multiple times a week, in order to transfer worksheet files and lecture slides because I am a student from my MacBook to my iPad, and through airdrop, that process is super quick and convenient. So I definitely think it would be nice to be able to airdrop files from my computer to my phone. And the fourth potential benefit is the ease of photo transfer. If I had an iPhone, I would be able to plug it into my MacBook and immediately be able to access all of the photos and videos on my iPhone on my MacBook. Now with my Samsung, doesn't really work like that. So I actually had to download a third-party app in order to facilitate the photo transferring process. The third-party app does work pretty well, but I do have to sign into the app and kind of wait for it to load every time I want to transfer photos, and that is just a bit inconvenient, but overall it is still fine because the app does work pretty well. Alright, so yeah, having my phone be a part of the Apple ecosystem isn't actually super important or useful for me, and the Samsung phone just has too many great features that the iPhone doesn't have, and that is why I don't have an iPhone. Okay, so that is my very long answer to this question. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and maybe learned something from it or found part of it interesting. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe down below to my channel. I would really appreciate it if you do so. Also, my phone case is from Cyril. They kindly sent it to me, so I will have a link down below if you want to check it out. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot. Also, thank you so much for 10,000 subscribers. That is insane. I hit it so fast. I really didn't expect to hit it this quick. So thank you all so much. I want to build a PC for 10K, but the search for the parts that I want isn't really going too well. So I don't know when I'll be able to build a PC, but I hope that I will be able to do it one day. So subscribe for that. All right, anyways, I also have a few links down below, my Instagram, my Amazon storefront, if you want to check those out. And yeah, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in another one of my videos. Bye!